What's going on, you savages? Welcome back to more WWE news and rumors roundup, keeping you guys up to date with the latest news and rumors. The news has been really slow recently, so I figured let me wait for Smackdown Live, do a little bit of a review and cover the results of the show, while I also provide you guys with the latest news. So that is what we're gonna do, starting off with the latest news and rumors, and then we're gonna go over the results of Smackdown Live. So over the last 24 hours, we have been hearing a lot in regards to Paige, as apparently she went back to the performance center and she's starting to train to come back to the WWE. What the latest reports and all the backstage update on Paige is the following. It was reported on Monday that Paige was at the WWE Performance Center training for her comeback. Brian Alvarez discussed Paige's status on today's Wrestling Observer Live and provided further details on her return. Alvarez said that Paige was evaluated at the Performance Center and her neck checked out just fine. She is expected to return anytime now. And there's even much more news in regards to where she is returning, because rumors are indicating that in regards to which brand Paige will be on, it is very possible now that she is brought up to the Smackdown Live brand instead of Monday Night Raw, because Asuka is headed to Monday Night Raw. Paige returning will obviously be good for the women's division, and I think at this point what will be most important is the fact that it will be good for her. It is also good to see that the WWE even included her Instagram picture that she posted of her arriving to the Performance Center, so the fact that they are actually covering that is another positive, and I commend the WWE for it. More than likely you guys heard over the weekend that the WWE is bringing back a very popular WCW pay-per-view, Starrcade, which was WCW Wrestlemania, which is great and all, but the biggest complaint in regards to this is the fact that they're bringing it back simply for a live event. So yes, that is a huge complaint at the moment, even coming from Cody Rhodes, who tweeted to Michael P.S. Hayes that if they are at least bringing back one of his father's creation, they might as well include Goldie in it, which is obviously his brother Goldust, which Michael P.S.A. replied with, "Would you like to tag with him at that event?" Now obviously we don't know if that's gonna happen, but one of the rumors is that if it does happen, we will get the Rhodes brother versus the Hardy Boys, which will obviously be a match that I would love. But wouldn't it make sense for them to actually face the Revival? I don't know, I'm just saying. Hashtag FTR down in the comments below. And I'm pretty sure that you guys heard by now, the saddest news this weekend was the fact that Bobby Heenan passed away at the age of 73. WWE did an amazing tribute last night to him. The video package that they did for him is actually on the YouTube channel already. It is certainly one of the best that they have done, and it is well deserved. My condolences goes out to the Heenan family, and without a doubt the greatest manager that we have seen in pro wrestling. And now let's get on to the Smackdown Live results and review. So starting off the show, we got an awesome package of Vince McMahon and Kevin Owens and everything that went down last week. Shane McMahon starting off the night in a very serious tone. He came out and indicated that although he has his problem with his father, what Kevin Owens did was uncalled for, and he seeks to get revenge at Hell in a Cell. Shane promised that the McMahon family will bring massive vengeance on Kevin Owens, and inside the cell he promises to beat Kevin Owens. It was simple and to the point. I definitely enjoyed the segment, but at the same time I was hoping for Shane McMahon to put more emotion in it. I guess I was expecting more anger from him, but because Kevin Owens wasn't quote unquote there tonight, he was via satellite later in the night, I guess we didn't get to see that type of anger. So following the first segment, we got our first match, Randy Orton versus Aiden English, and surprise, this was actually not a squash match. And yes, I know what you guys are thinking, that is next to impossible to say when it comes to an Aiden English match, but again, it wasn't a squash match. And for most of this match, we actually got Aiden English dominating on Randy Orton. Until the end, when Aiden English was about to hit a splash on Randy Orton, but Randy Orton, went out of nowhere, of course, hit the RKO. And it was actually a beautiful one, but again, the biggest surprise was the fact that this was not a squash match, because this went on for a couple of minutes. But up next, what do we get? We got a 50-50 booking working its magic. So Rusev comes out, ruins the quote-unquote celebration. I don't know how it's a celebration to be Aiden English at this point, but nonetheless, he interrupts the quote-unquote celebration and he challenged Randy Orton to a match. Just like that, within the minute, the match is underway, and within the minute, the match is over. This match lasted 10 seconds, similar to how we did on SummerSlam, but this time Rusev got his victory back because Aiden English interfered, distracted Randy Orton, and Rusev took advantage and went for the pin. So like I said, a 50-50 booking. Now this time it came a little bit late for Rusev, but nonetheless still happened, and it literally happened the same way. It was a 10-second match. Up next, we got Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers, but the one from last week and the week prior to that and before that and before that and before that and before that. I probably sounds like Cesaro right now, but it's basically on and on and on. Every single week, Jinder Mahal comes out and he gives us the same type of promo. Not much for me to tell you guys. Yes, the Singh brother impersonation of Shinsuke Nakamura are awesome, but Jinder Mahal just seems to be much more of a joke than an actual heel every single week. Like, I understand if he's doing something that gives him heat, but at the same time, it's making him look like a joke, which is even worse. So this week again, he made fun of Shinsuke Nakamura. At one point, he even called Shinsuke Nakamura Mr. Miyagi, and yes, the crowd did not take that too well. Ultimately, he started speaking in his language, and that is when he got serious. That is when I wanted to understand the native language of Punjabi, because usually when he's speaking in that language, he is very serious, and I'm pretty sure that I would be much more invested if he was that serious when he was doing an English promo. I get the point that it makes him look much more meaningful over there in India and elsewhere but the United States, but it would be nice if we could get a mixture of both. Up next, we're getting AJ Styles versus Baron Corbin for the WWE United States Championship. So AJ Styles addressed Kevin Owens before the match and basically stated that Kevin Owens won't make it out of Hell in a Cell after what he did to Vince McMahon. He also addressed Baron Corbin and indicated how he always taking shortcuts. Out comes Baron Corbin, and right before the match started, he was attacked by Ty Dillinger, taking out his knee from behind. The referee separated both of them, and Baron Corbin headed into the ring. AJ Styles locked in the calf crusher before the match even started on Baron Corbin. Baron Corbin tapped out again before the match even started, and the crowd actually came alive for the first time as they were chanting "You tapped out." That's another thing I would like to address, because apparently the arena was only half full. But you know what, at least Charlotte got a good pop when she came out next, where she basically indicated that Rick was doing well. There was no specification on what exactly happened to Ric Flair, why he was hospitalized, but she indicated that she will be living every single moment from now on as a special moment for her and her dad. Out came Natalya. I couldn't listen to a word Natalya was saying because I wasn't paying attention, but nonetheless, Charlotte challenged her to a WWE Women's Championship match. But out comes Becky Lynch, basically indicating that she wants a title match as well. Then we get Naomi and Tamina with Lana. Ultimately, this turns into a fatal 4-way match that will be the main event to determine the #1 contender. The winner will go on into Hell in a Cell. But before that match, up next, we got the New Day versus the Hype Bros, and the New Day of course defeated the Hype Bros. This time Zack Ryder took the pin, and following commercial, we actually get another segment of the Hype Bros, and this time we got Mojo Rawley indicating to Zack Ryder that they cannot keep losing this way and that they need to do something dramatic in order for them to stand out. So whatever that is, it should be very interesting. The rumor is that the team is gonna split and that we're gonna be getting Zack Ryder as the heel. Up next, we got Kevin Owens via satellite, and I gotta say that Kevin Owens is just great at everything that he does. He was still hilarious even though he was quote-unquote apologizing, and it did sounded very serious when apologizing about what happened last week, but he did apologize also for what he will be doing to Shane McMahon. And right before the main event, we got Dolph Ziggler. Same as last week, there's really not much else that changed except that this time he finally did Shawn Michaels. So first he did Triple H, then he did Shawn Michaels, and I gotta say, he did an awesome impersonation of both of them tonight. The best one I seen so far was definitely Triple H, but following that, he wasn't done. He actually did both of them at the same time as he did the DX one, and like I said, he was doing both Shawn Michaels and Triple H. The crowd was also alive during this segment because we were hearing a lot of CM Punk chant, and I would not be surprised if this is something that kept happening every single week, when Dolph Ziggler comes out, people just want to see him do the CM Punk entrance. I don't think it will happen, but that is obviously gonna be insane if it does happen. And to end the night, we got the main event, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Tamina versus Naomi in a fatal 4-way match. This match went for literally just 10 minutes, which is a disappointment. I wanted this match to at least last 15 minutes. I mean, it is the main event and they are determining the #1 contender, but nonetheless, in the last moments of the match, we had Charlotte picking up the victory after catching Tamina Tamina with a running boot to the face, which looked like a botch by the way. But nonetheless, Charlotte picked up the victory by pinfall to Tamina. We saw Natalya backstage as she was watching on the match, and now we know that we're gonna be getting Natalya versus Charlotte at Hell in a Cell, which is Smackdown next pay-per-view. Charlotte just came back and she got a title match. I'll just leave that there. I'm a huge fan of Charlotte, but you know, WWE, sometimes you gotta stop doing this type of things. Feels like Becky Lynch hasn't gotten a match in a while, so can you give her one, please? But nonetheless, you savages, that is what I got for you guys for this news and rumors and also review of SmackDown Live. Hope you guys enjoy. If this is something that you guys do enjoy and you guys want me to cover Raw and SmackDown alongside some news and rumors, drop a like on this video so I can know, and I will try my best to make it sound like a podcast. Nonetheless, thank you guys for watching. Turn on those notifications if you haven't yet, and also subscribe because we're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Macho T, dig it!